Hello, folks. How's everyone doing on a bright Monday morning? Bright Monday morning in Orlando, Florida. It's a little cool but nice. I have on my shorts, t-shirt, and my sleeveless, little windbreaker just to keep me from not coughing out there and coughing my lungs and catch a cold from just trying to be too nice with this weather and let it messes me up. So yes, folks, how are you guys? Good afternoon. Welcome back to another edition of my show. My name is Raymond Nugent, aka Chronic Pain Eater Demon, folks. How is everyone doing out there today in YouTube land and also in the world? Also in the world, folks. Also in the world. We can't just think about ourselves. We also have to think about the world and also the things that being thrown at us and how people are trying to get around them and try to, enjoy their lives. So yes, folks, coming to you from Orlando, Florida, Chronic Pain Eater Demon. How is everyone doing out there? Going for a little ride to run an errand, so I figure I'll just, make this this tape while I'm driving. So yes, folks, last night I was watching Mr. Skinny, right? Mr. Skinny went in last night on Kwame Brown like he have never done before, in my opinion. You can keep going. You want to run fast because you have your Dodge Ram or whatever. Hey, do your thing. So anyway, folks, Mr. Skinny went in on Kwame Brown last night like I have never seen. First of all, Mr. Skinny said Kwame Brown, big brother, one of his big brothers, lives in Jacksonville, Florida. And he's also, according to Mr. Skinny, because he had documents to show, according to Mr. Skinny, allegedly, Kwame Brown brother registered as a sex offender. And he said Kwame Brown is a hypocrite because, he talk about Charlemagne the God and what he did and thought Charlemagne got away with it. He talked about Tommy Sotomayor, about what Tommy done and how Tommy got away with it. But he never talk about himself or his family and what he have done and how they get away with it. So those are the things that you see Tommy and Mr. Skinny are bringing forth to people now, as far as you can't really call a kettle black when you're a kettle yourself, So yes, he went in on Kwame Brown yesterday. He had receipts pulled out. I tell you, that was something. So he was saying that Kwame Brown's brother, one of his brothers, is living in Jacksonville, Florida, and I guess he registered as a sex offender, according to Mr. Skinny. So he was really going in crazy on Kwame Brown, pulling out receipts, talking about when Kwame was at the Lakers, the type of house he rent, what he paid for the house. I think it's over $3 million. That he had to sell the house for a little bit under $2 million. But everyone went through their ups and downs when it comes on to finance, folks, unless you have it like that. Yes, Kwame is an NBA player, or was, but truth to be told, I'm sure he had a lot of expense, a lot of bills, people to take care of. So sometimes, your money, because you have to go so many different areas, and you're not focusing on your money, people take advantage of you. So, yeah, so that was also a part of this conversation on YouTube last night, that Kwame Brown was taken advantage of, by some investment companies. I'm not going to say the names because I don't know the facts, but Mr. Skinny, according to him, he has the receipts. He also mentioned, Kwame talk about Tommy Sotomayor and his drug arrest, which is alleged to me because I don't know that. So alleged drug arrest. He talked about Mr. Tommy Sotomayor drug arrest, but according to Mr. Skinny, Kwame Brown was charged with a DUI. Never spoke about that. I've never been caught a DUI, folks. Because I try to be more careful. If I'm having a drink, I'll drink it at home. That's how careful I try to be. And knock on wood, hopefully I never get one, because I've never gotten one. Yes, I've got speeding tickets when I was younger. It's been over 4, 5, 6 years since I got a speeding ticket, because I live and I learn to stay in my lane, because all those are added costs to my expense, and then sometimes it could put you out of whack because you have to pay XYZ for a ticket that you was being very negligent. So we have to learn how to save money and keep money in our pockets. So that's why I try to do now as I get older, try to obey the law, drive the speed limit and stuff like that. I'm at a certain age, I'm not in no rush to go nowhere. Nowhere. Yeah, so let's get back to Kwame and Mr. Skinny. Yeah, so Mr. Skinny was saying that Kwame Brown was charged with a DUI. Also never mentioned that, right? Never mentioned that. He also said Kwame Brown and his baby mama have a open case in the court system. That's why you see where she can't come on either Tommy's show or his show or any other show to do an interview, because there might be a gag order in what they're going on through and what they're going on with, But that's none of my business. I'm just trying to tell you guys what Mr. Skinny says last night as far as how we air out Kwame Brown. I have never seen this from Mr. Skinny, because this was like, toe to toe, blow to blow, a lot of uppercuts. At a certain point, I thought he was going to land him the knockout, but he just kept, jabbing him, jabbing him, Yeah, man. Jabbing and jabbing. So yeah, he threw a lot of jabs at Kwame Brown last night. Mr. Skinny also says his house is a nicer house than Kwame Brown's house. He was like getting in. He said Kwame's house is smaller than his. According to Kwame's house I think is bigger, but Mr. Skinny's house is nicer. Because according to Mr. Skinny, his house is over, I think he said 3,000 square feet or more. Nice size. And Kwame's probably about 6,000 or something. Yeah. But you have to understand, Kwame's an ex-NBA player, so he had the collateral and credit to do what he can. But when it comes out to collateral, now Mr. Skinny is also saying that Kwame Brown do not have the type of money that he's telling people that he have. See, that's why I don't tell people what I have as far as money is concerned. I don't really share the information, no way. Even if I ain't got shit, you ain't gonna know. You know what I mean? Or if I got it, you're not gonna know, because I think it's my business and my bank account. Bad enough that people in the bank know the money, because when you go in there, they look at your account and then they start looking at you funny. Bad enough they know. I mean, I think that's enough. I think that's enough, and that's just my opinion. Yeah. So anyway, he's saying that Mr. Skinny saying that Kwame Brown, a lot of these investments that you see he went into, a lot of these companies fold because there was a lot of smoke screens behind these investments as far as deferring money and allegedly trying to pay his baby mama less money. That's according to Mr. Skinny. Damn, Mr. Skinny, how you know so much? But according to you, Mr. Skinny, you said Kwame Brown tell you out of his own mouth about his financial situation. And you also said last night, Mr. Skinny, Kwame is living off his YouTube checks. Wow, that's deep. That is deep, because I mean, at least I would hold certain things in. I mean, even though the stats show after a certain amount of years of retirement from the NBA league or the NFL or other sports entities, a lot of these players, go bankrupt, go broke. Some of them because of bad investments, and some of them was because of bad spending habits. So I do understand, because we see the stats every day. So when I saw Kwame on YouTube and him and his property and stuff like that, yes, guys, I was very proud of this young man, because I said to myself, at least he put some of his money in liquid cash. which, you know, I think he still have I think he do have the property, you know, because he seemed like he's a very smart and intelligent man. I'm not going to take no jabs at Kwame because he never take no jabs at me, and this is not my quarrel. I am just repeating and reiterate what these guys say and what's going on YouTube. And if I could share and put my opinion in it, then I might, you know. But it's very entertaining, and as long as you stay on YouTube, guys, and they get nowhere, then we just, you know, we're good, because, you know, we're too grown to be telling each other, meet me up here, meet me up there, to throw jabs at each other. Number one, we're going to get arrested. Number two, you might lose what you built as far as your YouTube channel, you know. Number three, you might end up with a record, so you can't do certain things, you know. And number four, it doesn't look good for your kids and your family. So let's keep it on YouTube, folks, because I don't think you need to get violent with the situation. And this goes for every and anybody on YouTube who are acting stupid, you know, when it comes on to just, you know, mustering and back and forth talking. It's good for the algorithm, you know. So yes, and, some of the content, you know, some of them are good and some of them are just sway, you know. But it is what it is. It's YouTube, biggest market right now out there, and everybody's trying to get a bite of it. So you can't blame people for trying to survive. I don't blame Kwame for trying to survive. If this is the way he's paying his bills, in my opinion, it's better than going out there hustling or doing some dumb shit that will get him hemmed up. Also put him in the news for some ridiculous stuff, you know. So YouTube job that he's doing is a positive job. It's honest work. It's his platform. So hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Kwame have a lot of subscribers. You know, he's eating his money off YouTube. So that's great, because that's inspirational for a person like myself. See, that inspired me. A lot of you guys inspire me to do YouTube. You know, Chronic Pain, you know, Demon guys. A lot of you guys, you know, inspire me to do YouTube. You know, and you know, I'm grateful for this platform. I am grateful for the ones who came before me and helped me to construct my words and how to talk on YouTube. Because, you know, guys, you have to listen and learn. You can't just jump and say you want to be on YouTube and just go up there. First, you know, you have to have you know, a platform, things that you want to like talk about. For me, I'm going through chronic pain, you know, because I had a lot of surgeries, you know, spinal fusions and stuff like that. So yeah, I talk about chronic pain. At least, you know, I have a base on my umbrella. But sometimes I do drift from the talking about chronic pain and also talk about current stuff, you know, that's going on in the media. You know, so that's how my platform is, folks. And it allows me to extend out, because chronic pain involves in a lot of things, you know, racial discrimination, wages, you know, women's rights, you know, all these things, you know, racism and all these things. They're chronic pain because, you know, these things have been happening for years and years. So they become chronic pain. So that's why my platform gives me a more wider base to speak on a lot of different topics. And at first I didn't really understand how wide of a range this platform is, but it is a wide range platform, and I'm grateful for it, you know, and I know I reach, you know, my success and my plateau whenever that time comes. But also I am here to speak to other people who are going through chronic pain, that, you know, they're not alone, and just take it one day at a time, because a lot of people in this country, folks, commit suicide just from going through chronic illness. Look at a lot of these football players that were going through PTSD and end up commit suicide. You know, quite a few of them. So can you imagine? You know, it's all about what you can tolerate, you know, your pain scale and stuff like that. So I just have to drop that in there, you know, while I'm cruising down the road in Orlando, Florida, you know, showing you guys the beautiful sky, sunshine, and also, you know, the outdoors and the outskirts and how people operate and drive in Orlando. But we do have some terrible drivers here. I tell you, I'm from up north, New York, New Jersey area, and down in Florida, we do have a lot of New Yorkers, and also a lot of New Jerseyans and people from all different parts of the north. But I tell you, folks, these Florida people, you see like this person in front of me, there is no one in front of them, right? And I think they're just breaking up because they see leaves, you know, and this could cause a lot of accidents. Look at this person. There is absolutely no one in front of them. Well, look, they're mashing the brakes like crazy. Those things cause, you know, accidents. So people, when they're driving, you know, drive for yourself and others, but also know the rules and the regulation of the road. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, so let's get back to Mr. Skinny. So Mr. Skinny now said Kwame don't have the amount of money that he's telling people that he have. I think one time I checked and I saw where Kwame Brown was worth over $9 million. So Kwame do have some money, Mr. Skinny. I don't know where your information comes from, but from my understanding, Kwame have a couple $1 million sitting there. You know? Yeah. Because he's not one of those flashy person, you know, and stuff like that. So I think he have a couple of dollars sitting there. You know? I think he's just kind of play fool with you when he tell you about his finance. You know? And can you blame him if he did? No. So, yes, guys. But you, Mr. Skinny, you had a lot of receipts last night. You know, pull up where he lived in California. You mentioned his property was on the market for over 2 years. I mean, this happens to a lot of properties that are selling for in the millions anywhere in America, especially in a time like this where the economy is, you know, saying inflation and all those things. You know, there's a war going on. You know, people are going through COVID and stuff like that. So sometimes all of these things, you know, cut down on, you know, the real estate market. Just like the war that's going on and the gas prices, like, you know, astronomical right now. So that's just pretty much what it is, guys, you know. Yeah. So Mr. Skinny is saying that Kwame Brown is living off his YouTube money. Hey, I can't wait to live off some of that YouTube money. So, hey, I can't be mad at you, Kwame. Seriously. You know, I can't wait. But I know my time will come, so I am in no rush. I'm in no rush. You know what I mean? And also, Mr. Skinny said, and this is, you know, for me it's alleged because I don't know for sure. He also said the only thing that Kwame Brown did for his baby mama was sending her to nursing school and pay for it. That's what Mr. Skinny said. The only thing Kwame Brown did for his baby mama is sending her to nursing school and pay for it. Wow. And he's supposed to have like 3 kids with this woman. Man, I would have bought her a nice home and make sure her car is all right, even if she's my ex. My kids live with her, I would make sure they're decent. That's just me and my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you still want to see them do good, because that's a part of you. Also, Mr. Skinny said, the house that we hear Kwame Brown talk about on the golf course, it was a house that he bought for over $300,000 for his mother. And he also said, according to Mr. Skinny, he said the house was repossessed, you know, in foreclosure. So what happened to Kwame's money? Why all these things just trickle down? Why everything just left him financially? What went wrong in Kwame's life? Was it because he was just like so secluded unto himself and stick to himself, and or maybe because he used to trust people so much, and because of the use and abuse that he got, he just said, you know what, I'm chilling to myself, you know? Hey, who knows what goes on in people's life or what they've been through to make them behave and act the way they act, you know? We never know. As you can see now, guys, I'm in the hood. Yeah. In the hood of Orlando. You call this Pine Hills. You know, I'm in the hood in Pine Hills. Yeah, that's what you call this area. You know, not the best area to be, especially at a certain time of night. But, you know, you have nice people here, you know. But the young people over here, sometimes they could be a little reckless. So I stay away from this place at night. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a man of a certain age. I have kids and I also have grandkids. I am not going to put myself out there to get caught by a stray one. I said, you know, folks, you could get caught by a stray one in your house. But, you know, how often does that happen? So I just rather stay safe and stay my ass off the road at a certain time at night or in the afternoon. And he also said, Mr. Skinny, that when Kwame was on the Lakers, it's just that, you know, Kobe didn't really like him like that because of his work ethics He said Kobe always said Kwame's lazy. The young man went to the NBA from high school, signed a $100 million contract. I think was with the Washington Wizards. Then he bounced around after a while until he faded out. But for a man over 6 feet, I mean, I think you should have made your name in the league coming from high school. You know, 'cause the expectation of you was very high, and you didn't even make the All-Star. So that is a little bit, you know, that's just wow, you know. Yeah. So I'm not going to really ban Kwame for that. I mean, sometimes people have their reasons. People go through things in life, and sometimes they lose focus, you know. So I'm not going to get into that, you know, as far as, you know, Kwame. But hey, I tell you, Mr. Skinny, it's very entertaining what you're doing. Also, Tommy Sotomayor, very entertaining what you're doing. Gravity Takeout. I just like to hear Gravity Takeout talk sometimes, man. You sound like somebody selling bean pies, I swear. No point in telling Mr. Gravity Takeout. It's just a joke, you know? You sound like somebody selling bean pies sometimes. I remember the, people like the 5%ers in Brooklyn, when I used to live in Brooklyn. The 5%ers, there was always in the corners at every goddamn traffic light, selling your newspaper and bean pies. And that's how they talk, you know. They talk like Gravity Takeout. So you sure you're not a Muslim, Gravity Takeout? If you are, I ain't mad at you. Salam alaikum. But you know, you're a guy that knows your stuff. You know, do your research, know how to talk, and put your stuff together in the right context, so it becomes more understanding. And I said to folks, don't be afraid of looking at other YouTubers, see how they construct themselves. Just in case you're building a channel, you know, you just don't jump into the waters, because not everybody come on YouTube make it, you know. But if you want to make it on YouTube, you have to be persistent, and you also have to pay attention to all the other ones in front of you, the pioneers, you know, the trendsetters, you know, like Tommy. Tommy's a trendsetter on YouTube, and there's a lot of them. Star from the Star and Buckwild Show, trendsetter. Doggy Diamond, trendsetter on YouTube, you know. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more. You know, you see Hassan Campbell now blew up on YouTube doing his thing. You know, you see a lot of folks on YouTube, man. There's room on YouTube for everybody and in everybody, because you know why, folks? You're in a virtual world. You know, so you don't have to stand online. You don't have to wait in the sun or in the rain. You know, it's at your fingertips, in your house, in your bedroom, in your car, everywhere you go. So that's why I said there's a lot of room here on YouTube for a lot of people, for any and everyone who want to become a YouTube success. You know, so we could battle on YouTube, you know, verbally, but as men and also women, you know, just keep it there, and you know, just let that be just for entertainment purposes. I'm sure people are going to say things that's going to get a lot of us, you know, rolled up, because we're a human being, but we have to approach them differently, and just say to yourself and also the folks that, yay, I have to remind myself that this is YouTube, and this is just people talking. I mean, not everything that people say on YouTube is the facts. And a lot of people that are experienced, they do their fact checks, and you know, bring it to you authentically. So that's what, you know, that's why we have to do research, folks, when you're trying to get into certain topics on YouTube. Anything pertaining to other people's lives. If you're going to talk about them, make sure you have the right credentials, the right paperwork. You know, so the research is very important. So that's why you see me leave this to the best, the ones who know how to do it. Sometimes I'll tap in and say what I have to say as far as my piece, just like I'm doing now. But you know, as for the most part, the celebrity part of it, I leave it for the ones who know how to do it best. You know what I mean? So yes, folks, thank you for riding with me today on this journey. While I'm going to you know, do some errands. I'm going to turn on the street right now. I don't want to get you guys to know what exact street I'm turning on and what I'm doing, because I don't really give away myself on YouTube Live. I don't do stuff like that. You know, not that them young boys out there who are talking about their crime on YouTube and think it's funny. Because folks, we grown folks know the feds is watching all these social media platforms. So what's the point of self-incriminate yourself for some views? Your views are not going to sit behind bars with you. So people, let's be careful, young folks, how you operate on these social media sites, because it's easy for you to incriminate yourself and also others. So language is very important on these platforms when it comes down to language, content, and also the facts. Them things are very important. So yes, folks, my name is Raven Nugent. Thanks for taking that ride with me. See you again. Peace.